First of all, to give you a little bit of insight on what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a short speech. I've got a sheet here that basically what you're going to do is you're going to have 5 things that you like or don't like about the speech. 3 of them are going to be positive, and then 2 are going to be negative. So basically what you're going to do is put a plus sign, write your positive feedback, and then go on and just basically 5 points. I'm not going to give them to you now because they could prove to be distractions. So, I'm sick, what can I do? There are 8 doctors that we're going to talk about that serve to keep you young and well. And when you're sick and you don't know what to do, you always start new all the time. So every day is a new start. So, isn't it strange that most people spend most of their lives trying to become wealthy, and then they spend the other half of their life spending their wealth to recuperate, to get back their health that they lost? And a Japanese proverb says, the heaviest rains fall on the leaky house. And so you might be thinking about yourself, well, I'm healthy, I'm young, I don't need the speech. Not so. I don't know each one of you personally, but you do look healthy. You're here, you're not in bed, you're not sick, right? That's the basic description that you give somebody that's not healthy. They're at home, they're sick, they're not feeling well. But, yeah, so, but keep in mind that you never know when it might come in handy to know something like this. And some people might be struggling with health, so you can help them out. Health is a very highly studied topic in our age, and the development of technology has made it easier. So we know a lot more than we used to. Surgeries are easier, and you have a higher percentage of making it than you used to. So I have personally experienced some of these 8 health doctors that we're going to talk about. And basically, I'm not pushing that, okay, here's health, and the doctors are here. I'm not pushing that you shouldn't go to doctors, but before you get to the point where you need to see a doctor, there are 8 so-called doctors that you can follow, or guidelines, where you really might not need to go see a doctor. So, Thomas Edison said, the doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather he will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. And scientific research validates that as a true prescription, and it's also God's owner's manual. It can't really be improved. So, natural detox. And there are 4 keys, really, in the study of the human body. The Creator designed all of its laws and functions, so really need to follow that guideline. When obeyed, the body is restored by design. So we're given the gift of health. When we make a bad choice, then we become unhealthy. But if we make good choices all along, then we stay healthy. Life is meant to be disease-free and happy and unending in the fact that before, people used to live like close to 1,000 years, but now the basic lifespan is like 7 years, the regular lifespan. And we can see that disobedience hindered God's plan, which is staying healthy. And our central idea today is health, and it's a priceless treasure. We should regard it with care and respect. And the human body degrades if one constantly violates nature and its doctors. So keep that in mind. Today we'll look at the fundamentals of health, how to consider health, and how to give yourself the doctor checkup. All right, first of all, let's look at what disease is. If the foundation can be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So basically, let's look at our 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. Let's say that's the foundation. And then the physical life, our everyday life, is based upon that. And then our mental powers are also based upon that, because if we're not healthy, we can't really think clear. We make bad decisions. And then our spiritual experience is also affected by all of those. Disease is a violation of nature's laws. It's caused Yeah. Disregard of the laws of health causes impurities of the blood, and in the Bible we know that the life of the flesh is in the blood. So, basically, we don't have to break all the laws. We can only break 3 of them and we're done. Our bodies start to break down and we're not healthy anymore. And so, if I were to ask some of you, what is health? You'd probably say, well, what I said earlier, he's not at home, he's not sick, he's not missing school, he's healthy, he's here. And that could pass for a good explanation. The dictionary says it's a state of being free from injury or illness, a state of complete mental, physical, social well-being, and not just the absence of illness. So, now that we have an idea about what health really is, let's look a little bit at disease. And disease is an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that result from violating the laws of health. E.G. White said that. And disease is basically, we're violating 3 laws right there. So we're working long, stressful hours, and then we're not having a proper diet, and then we don't really have enough sleep to keep going. So that equals 1 sick Sarah. Have you ever waited in line to see the doctor? The great physician, or Jesus, is waiting to see you. So these are 8 doctors: nutrition, exercise, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. And we'll take each of them and look at each of them briefly. Many people don't really know how to treat their health. They the main point in life is make lots of money, and that's what we're here and we're all about. It's not true. There's a Spanish proverb that says, a man that's too busy to take care of his body is like a mechanic that's too busy to take care of his tools. So if a mechanic's working and he sees that one part one of his tools is weak, does he just throw it aside and then expect it to be in working condition next time? No, you can't do that. And so people make it sound as if health is unattainable. It's not. We can make choices that lead us to a healthy lifestyle. So, first of all, we can go to nutrition. Thank you very much. We can look at nutrition. It's very important for a healthy lifestyle, and we can learn to eat a balanced diet from the food pyramid. That helps us. It's part of the decision making, and we should avoid fast foods as much as possible. I know that you can't take your kitchen along with you when you go on a trip or something, so you have to stop in and eat fast food, but don't make it a daily routine. I'm going to go out for dinner tonight. I mean, it's not healthy for your pocketbook, and it's not healthy for your lifestyle either. Eat fruits, veggies. Veggies are good for your fiber in your diet. And the biggest point probably, people struggle with this nowadays, is vitamins. They think that you need vitamin supplements. No, you don't. Actually, if you eat healthy, they're just extra. They're a waste of money. They really don't give you the nutritious value that fruits and veggies do. So, the next one is exercise. It's very important to stimulate the heart muscles and lung health. And so, basically, last year I struggled with the 15 to 20 minute breaks. First break, I was like, oh, come on. We've got such a long school day and such short breaks. It's actually, they've made some experiments and they found out that 15 to 20 minutes are the ideal breaks for children in school, or people in school, I should say. And so, basically, if you have a longer break, like let's say 35 minutes, that's way too long. You've gotten into a stage where you're past just getting your blood pumping again. It's the stage where you're starting to get tired. So basically, the 20-minute is a perfect break, because your blood just gets to pumping and you can think clear. You can, get oxygen pumping through your brain. So the next one is look to exercise. Water. So the body can live 3 days without water. It can live a couple of weeks without food. but your brain only works right 12 hours if you've been dehydrated. Then you start functioning differently. And so water helps in digestion, keeps mucosal membranes moist, allows body cells to grow, reproduce, survive. It flushes the waste out of the body, lubricates your joints. It's a major component of most body parts. It's like your body's like 75% water and your brain is 85% water. So it's very important to stay stay hydrated through the day. Studies suggest that you should take your body weight, divide it in half, and then drink those many ounces of water per day. You can do that, or you can keep in mind that you should stay somewhere between 8 and 10 ounces if you don't want to do the math. Or 8 and 10 glasses, sorry. Next, let's go on to look at sunlight. It's very important with your vitamin D production in your body. It's necessary for rejuvenation of body parts, and it lowers cholesterol, promotes good bone health, increases blood flow and production of new cells, strengthens the immune system, destroys harmful bacteria and viruses, reverses jaundice, and increases circulation, purifies the blood and body, and prevents and reverses depression. So basically, it helps with the production of vitamin D. Next, let's look at fresh air. Well, let's read this. God is the source of light and joy to the universe. Light rays of light from the sun, like the streams of living water bursting from a living spring. Blessings flow out of him to all his creatures, and wherever the life of God is, in the hearts of men will flow out to others in love and blessing. So, next, air. It's imperative for the brain, requires 20% of your body's oxygen, enhances brain function. Most importantly, it's imperative for life. You can live weeks without food, days without water, but you can only live like a couple of minutes without air. And so it can be the purest kind of fresh air is found around waterfalls, rivers, streams, because of negatively charged ions. Next, rest. There are 4 types of rest. There's physical, there's mental, there's meditative, and there's spiritual. And it's imperative that you get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. I don't know how you function, but I function with a minimum of 8 hours. If I don't get enough rest, then I'm not good for the next day. So that's very important in your life, rest. And trusting God is our last point. And if you worry a lot, it doesn't get you anywhere. The student speaker once said, worrying is like sitting in a rocking chair and rocking furiously. There's a great deal of movement, but it gets you nowhere. So definitely don't worry, trust in God, and because worrying will get you nowhere. It doesn't help you. And so, even though we've looked at quite a few points, it might seem like quite a bit of information, we still need to remember that we need to treasure health. It's a gift, and we need to treasure it. We can't make it ourselves. God gave it to us. And in conclusion, health is a priceless treasure to regard with care and respect. The human body degrades if one consistently violates nature and its doctors. And remember, the best 8 doctors anywhere, and no one can deny it, are exercise, sleep, and air, water, sunshine, and diet, trust in divine power, and self-control. These 8 will gladly attend if you are only willing. Your ills they'll mend, your cares they'll tend, and charge you not a shilling. Thank you. You guys have any questions or anything? It's been kind of long. All right. Thank you very much. And so, got